In order to create a graph to put in your Google Drawing for the 6 weeks project, the first thing you're going to have to do is put your table into a spreadsheet. So go into your Google Drive. In order to do that, type drive.google.com. And once it loads, click the blue New button and select Google Sheets. This will bring up an untitled spreadsheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put your X data in column A and your Y data in column B. I just made up some data. Notice that I did put in a title for my X data and a title for my Y data. I just used values, but you'll put in what the X and the Y represent. And then you'll put your numbers. So in order to do this, you're going to have to put your equation into the calculator, and then I would use the table settings on your calculator so that your table data is not just going by ones, because for both projects, you'll want your table data to go probably by 20s in order to get the most useful data. So go ahead and put your data in your A column and your B column along with the title. And then what you're going to need to do, use your mouse to highlight or select the data, including the titles. Because what we're going to do is tell the Google Sheet that we're going to make a chart, but we have to tell it where the data is. So go ahead and use your mouse to highlight your table that you've created. And then you're going to go up here to the Insert button. You're going to click this Insert button, and about 2/3 of the way down is Chart. And you're going to click Chart. And when you insert Chart, it's going to come up, and it has always this screen on top, which is its recommendations. We're going to go ahead and click on Chart Types. That's that middle tab. So when you've clicked on Chart Types, the most important thing that you need to do is where it says Aggregate Column A, you need to check that box. Otherwise, you'll end up with two lines, one representing X values and one representing Y values. It's kind of weird. So you've got to have Aggregate Column A checked. And since I had headers, I've checked Use Row 1 as headers. Now, we also want a line graph. It always defaults to this bar graph or to a weird looking kind of bar graph, but you want lines. So click the box that says line, and that gives you your basic graph. But we want to do some customization, make it a little bit nicer. But even right there, if you clicked the insert, at least you would have a basic graph. But I want you to go ahead and click Customization next. So when you click Customization, see where we have X and Y values? So that it named my chart by saying the label for my A column and the label for my B column. It put it together and said that's the name. That's probably not the name you want. So under title, you can change it to whatever name you want to call your graph. Or you may decide, based on where you're putting it in your final project, you may not put a name on the graph at all. It's kind of up to you. The other thing is, you'll notice on your graph you've got a legend. It means nothing in this particular situation. So go ahead and click on Legend and select None. Right now, right is the default, and that's giving you this weird legend on the right. So select None. So after you've selected or gotten rid of your legend and given it a title, the other thing that you can really play with is scroll down to where it says Axis. And right now I have the horizontal axis checked. So with my horizontal axis checked, I'm going to put in whatever title I want to label my x-axis. So I typed in axis title, and it gave me the axis title. Now if I want to also change my y-axis and give it a title, I would just click on this drop arrow right here, and instead of having horizontal, I would pick the vertical and give my vertical an axis title as well. And so once I've finished playing with all the choices that I want to make, I'm going to click down here at the bottom this insert button. So I'm going to click this insert button, and it's going to create my graph, and it's sitting in my Google Sheets. Now I can take this graph right here and I can select it and copy it into my drawing. To copy it, you can either do edit copy and edit paste, or Control C, Control V will work as well. When you paste it, it's going to ask if you want to link to the spreadsheet, and you do. So just keep it linked to the spreadsheet, and that should get you what you need.